I'm not mad at you. I'm just really, really disappointed in you. Means I'm gonna have to sit on the floor. Oh, am I gonna fall through the floor? Hi, my name's Romy. Cassidy Baby is through there, wondering what I'm doing and why I'm not sitting with her. And this is Mishka. So it's been a while. Or it hasn't really, I mean this has been a while. Don't chew things. I started crocheting recently, and while it's been a really good, you know, hobby and experience for me, it's also been great for Mishka because he gets to steal my yarn, to steal my granny squares, to destroy anything. He hasn't destroyed anything yet. He's stolen a lot of things. He loves it. We do it together. We have a great time. So I have actually still been making things on YouTube. I just haven't been making long form stuff. So I think the majority of you probably know me from my shorts. We have a little community here now. I do predominantly queer content, gender euphoria, creating stuff that makes me happy, and like cottagecore stuff, because I always thought I needed to have like a brand, and that's why I have like 4 TikTok accounts, because I didn't think I could just post all of the things I was interested in and all of the things I liked in one area, because I didn't see other people doing that, and I thought that you must have to kind of have different boxes for things. I don't think I want to do that anymore. I mean, I have a drag account on YouTube, but I think that's different. It's probably not. So my YouTube is kind of all over the place, but I like that because that is representative of me and my many interests and hobbies and the things I'm passionate about. And it maybe looks messy, but you know, cheers to that. Cheers to a bit of mess and chaos and just finding things you're passionate about. But anyway, rainbow hair. It's actually, I've put it up for this video so you can't really see it, but I wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, the experience of having this. I've had this since about the middle of May. I've done 1 re-dye, and I just thought I'd talk about the pros and cons of having rainbow hair. Like, I'm a literal rainbow. I am the queerest I've ever been, babes. Could be to some really high maintenance hair, you know, like, to some it could, if you wanted to do that. I was always someone who was never gonna dye my hair unless there was like, I always said I would never dye my hair unless it was for a role. I didn't act, I was a dancer, so I don't know why I thought, you know, maybe I need to dye my hair blue for ballet, but it clearly, that changed. Some things changed along the way. I dye my hair all the time now, and rainbow hair had kind of been like this dream, because I just loved how it looked. But you know, I'm not the biggest fan of bleach. Who is? It's not good for your hair. It itches your skin. It discolours your skin and burns you. And I thought rainbow hair would be a lot of maintenance. But before I get into like all that, let's talk about the pros and cons of having a rainbow for a head. Pro number 1. I have rainbow hair. It's like the best thing ever. I love it. It makes me happy and it's so colourful, and I had about 30 minutes where I hated it. Okay, it was a little longer than 30 minutes. I woke up the next morning and I was like, I have made such a terrible mistake. And then, you know, I took it out of the braids that I had slept in and I fell in love with it, and I kind of want this to be my like go-to hair. You know, I still want to do other colours, I see the way the colours interact, and I really picked a good spot to film today. But I feel like growing my hair is like where I'm gonna come back to, and that might change because green hair was where I came back to for a long time, but I have a rainbow on my head now. I'm always surrounded by these colours and it's amazing. Con number 1, it's kind of high maintenance if you want it to be. I re-dyed it after 6 weeks and re-bleached my roots, which was not a pleasant experience, but I did it. It takes a really long time to do. I do it myself at home, so at least I can have YouTube videos playing and fill the time as it dies how I want, but it is really time consuming. And you know, because I've never really had like that much bother with how my hair grows out, and for a long time, you know, I was just dyeing half my hair as my roots grew out, and I was planning on going back to my natural colour. I didn't really have to worry about maintenance at all, and it's not that it necessarily fades really quickly or washes out. It's just that, you know, when you do have to redo it as frequently or as infrequently as you want, it takes a really long time. It takes like an hour and a half, and that is an hour and a half too long for me. I like dyeing my hair, but once the first YouTube video ends, I would like it to be done now, thank you. Pro number 2, I get to inspire people, and maybe that sounds big-headed, but I have people regularly come up to me and say that they enjoy the way my hair looks, or I see people smiling, or it brightens their day, and I really like that I'm able to do that. That's not the reason I dye my hair or I wear the clothes that I do, but if I can, in expressing myself authentically and in a way that makes me happy, also spread joy to someone else, that's a rainbow bonus. Con number 2. This kind of ties in with pro number 2 in that, you know, some people are judgmental about it, and I don't really care. I'm not bothered by what people think of me. I express myself in a way that makes me feel good, and that's the only real thing I care about. But I do live in a tiny town, in a kind of conservative area, and I look different from a lot of people, and a lot of people stare at me because of that. And sometimes it is uncomfortable, and I'm allowed to feel that. Am I asking for stares by dressing in a way that makes me feel happy, or having hair that makes me feel joyous? No! Some people would say that I am asking for that, and that is stupid and wrong, because anyone should be able to dress and express themselves and dye their hair and style their hair and, you know, feel joy in the way they express themselves without it concerning anyone else. I'm doing something that makes me happy, and it brings me a lot of joy, and of course not everyone's gonna like it, but sometimes it gets tiring kind of getting glowered at, and I don't really like it. Is it gonna change any of the things I do? No. That's like me saying I'm not going to talk about queer content on YouTube anymore because people get mad at me for being queer. It's not going to change who I am, what I do, but it's kind of disappointing. Like, I'm not mad at you, I'm just really, really disappointed in you. Pro number 3. I definitely give off more queer auras now, and you know, I'm here for that. Con number 3. It was very, very expensive. I have 8 different colours in my hair, and 2 of those colours I made by combining other dyes, but you know, it cost me about $100, probably a bit more, to buy everything. I didn't have to buy bleach powder because I had it, but I had to buy peroxide. I bought all of the dyes because I didn't really have much left over in my stock, and I didn't want to like run out halfway through doing purple. And it was also really hard to find all of the dyes. I really struggled to find someone selling Manic Panic Sunshine for the yellow. In Australia, it was really difficult to find a stock of that, and I'm using Bright Organics and Manic Panic, predominantly Bright Organics, and I really like the colours. I really like how it works. It came out really, really beautiful each time. I changed one of the colours to like a lime green because I miscounted, and both times I thought I had 8 dyes and I only had 7. So the little colour back here became lime green this time, which I really, really liked. It didn't last very well, so it's kind of gone yellow, but I really like that. But it was just so expensive. It was a big oof. And it's so much cheaper me doing it myself than going to a salon, but it's also expensive. Pro number 5. It could be 4, I can't remember. It lasts really, really well and fades really, really nicely. Like I said, I did not re-dye for 6 weeks, which I think is kind of average for a lot of people. It felt like I needed to, but also it didn't look messy or gnarly. It looked really pretty still. It just went very much like an orangey, reddy colour kind of all over. It just stayed looking really nice. There were like 1 or 2 colours that didn't look as nice, but the way I styled my hair towards the end of that 6 weeks, I don't know, it doesn't really bother me if a colour fades out. Like I never really dislike a colour. There has only been one time I have dyed my hair where I really disliked it, and I immediately shaved it all off, so it's fine. Con number 4, 2 of the colours fade really, really quick, and I don't know if this is because they're at the back or because of the colour. I have dyed my hair both green and blue previously, and I felt like they lasted really, really well. But I have green and blue as the 2 colours at the back, and both of them seem to fade the fastest. Now I think this is probably because when I have a shower, even if I don't get my hair wet, like the back of my hair will get wet from the shower. Even if it's just like water spraying, because I don't use a shower cap because they're so noisy. So they definitely faded pretty quick. I think it's been about 3 weeks since I re-dyed, and I've only had to wash my hair once, but I've already noticed like the colours are starting to fade. The lime green faded to yellow kind of quick, so I'm really kind of curious why it's the colours that I would have thought and have in my experience last the longest that fade the quickest. But again, I don't really mind, so it's kind of like only a half con. Row number 6. I look magical. I feel magical. I look like a flower. I feel like a flower. I am the rainbow, and I'm really, really queer. And it like self-expression. I feel like I can do so many cute styles now because of the colours. I love how they interact. I love how I can braid it, and I'll have 2 really distinct braids. I love how I can put it in buns and the colours swirl together. I love seeing my hair go together when I do wash it and the colours interacting. It's really pretty, and like I said, it's given me ideas for future colours. I really want to do purple and lime green as like a half and half, but I am really, really settled in this colour. I really like it. It feels really, really comfortable, and it's so cute. And finally, Con number 6. The water is not pretty when you wash it out. I might get my hair wet every now and then, unintentionally usually, because it will just get wet from the shower, even if I have it up. But I have been able to wash my hair a lot less with the styles I do, and just in general since dyeing it rainbow. But when I do, you know, put some shampoo in there, it doesn't look like a rainbow. Today it was very kind of orangey reddy, but not in a pretty way. Kind of more in like a rusty tap way. And with the previous dye, it was a lot more kind of muddy coloured. It was a muddy brown, and it really wasn't pretty. It made me feel like my hair was really, really dirty, even though I knew it wasn't. And it just kind of like looked disgusting. So those are my 6, apparently, pros and cons for dyeing your hair rainbow. Basically, I would say if you want to do it, do it. It's time consuming, but it looks so pretty. It's pretty low maintenance unless you want to make it high maintenance. It is expensive, but if you dye your hair regularly, you're gonna have some of the colors already. It doesn't have to be like red, yellow, green, blue, orange. It can be a pastel rainbow, or it can be a rainbow of different greens or different blues. That's not really a rainbow, but you know, make it a rainbow of whatever colours you want. You know, I briefly regretted it, but I have not regretted it since. I really, really love having rainbow hair. It makes me feel really, really happy and really, really joyous, and would recommend. 10 out of 10 other than the water's gross.